Hey Void, how you doing? Okay, last one for today. Let's get this going. Okay, Terrifier, 2016 spinoff of the All Hallows Eve series, and depicts the murderous rampage of one Art the Clown. Now, I saw this movie first a couple of years ago. I think it might have been not too long after it came out, and I was kind of surprised at its brutality. And I did really enjoy the film over the first time. But I will say, now, looking back on it, some of it may have been some nostalgia goggles. I was remembering the intensity at the time, but not some of the cheaper aspects. So it became a bit more of a mixed bag. But there's still enough here that I think Terrifier is worth seeing. But I know this film is kind of polarizing on whether people like it or dislike it, and I can see why people wouldn't. All right, so Terrifier is pretty much the oh, what was his name? Damien Leone's baby here. He wrote it, directed. He's also created All Hallows Eve, a movie I reviewed a while ago, which was essentially a combination of a couple shorts he had, including one that was essentially based on the Terrifier was essentially a segment there. This is a much longer to do involving it, but there's a few things that overlap a little, which is fine. Now, so it's a very simple film. It's two girls draw the attention of a very unnerving, unnerving clown, man in a mime clown outfit, who then proceeds to stalk them and brutally kill them. The plotline's very basic, but and the gore effect, and this film was funded through Indiegogo, so I can see it not having nearly as much of a budget, which is why some of the effects are dicey. It's a very strange mixed bag. Like, some of the effects look very gruesome, particularly some severed head jack-o'-lanterns early on, and anything when you can see their teeth in a caved-in skull. But other ones just look off, like after he's cut off a woman's breasts, the looks like some just red jello is on her chest afterwards. It looks strange. And just the way it's like blocky. It looks like a bunch of jello squares on her. And when the woman and I'm trying not to do spoilery, but just talking about some of the kills, and when a woman is sawed in half, not in the magician way, but from suspended upside down from groin to head, a very inventive death. The effects don't really hold up when they linger on the body coming apart. But it is gruesome enough and just the idea of what's going on that I think it helps. So, kind of 50-50 here. But like I said, there are some good things. The brutality of the kills, definitely one of them. They are very inventive, very over the top, and still cringe inducing. In a good way. The other standout is fucking Art the Clown. He's the reason to watch this film, is just for the acting on the clown. Apparently, the actor portraying him actually had mime experience, and he puts it all into full form here. Art never says a word or utters a sound, but his motions, and you get a lot of personality from him despite that, as he makes a bunch of clown gags, motions, and faces, and his faces there just unsettling, just as he's either staring angrily. He'll just suddenly shift his expression in some very creepy jerks that are very mime-like, but just this guy's creepy as fuck. I'll say that the clown himself is very terrifying. I'm not scared of clowns, but this guy, yeah, the title Terrifier is legitimate. He is decently scary. But I think this movie is really held back by its budget and a little bit by its acting from some of the other characters. Some of the acting just seems a little awkward and flat. Oh, another effect that just doesn't work for me is there's a woman with a there's kind of a wraparound segment with a woman with a mutilated face who is a victim of our art who survived and is talking about it. Her face, like, it looks like a rubber mask. It doesn't look very good, and not in the way that they're trying for. So, mm, as much as I enjoy Art the Clown, though, the movie itself does kind of hold itself back a bit. The brutality is there and the inventiveness of the kills, but the effects don't support it enough. There's a few of them that are just not, that look a little too cheesy to really drive it home. And the plot line is, again, it's very basic. I know there's a sequel to Terrifier that's been in the works for a while, so once that, I think the pandemic may have delayed Terrifier 2, but I'm still legitimately interested. But for more of a wide stream audience, I'd have to give Terrifier just like a 5. It's good, but I'm probably not going to revisit it all too often. I actually thought All Hallows Eve was a better experience because you get some smaller doses and the things are a lot more varied. And that one does, like, the lack of the effects just didn't jar me as much. It's a weird combination of having more budget, but the effects still aren't there. So, like, if you see a cheaper movie, you'd expect the effects to be cheaper. This one seems like it has some money to it, but it's just not sure how it was allocated. Like, I do appreciate that they're going for practical effects rather than CGs, but it's just lacking a little something. But overall, Terrifier, 5 MacGuffins, it's solid. I do recommend seeing it. I do like it myself, but I do want to give it a higher review, just mostly just because of Art the Clown. I do like as a character. I want to find out more about what the heck is going on with the art mythology, but who knows? Maybe when Terrifier 2 comes out, they'll go dig a little deeper. Alright.